Good afternoon, everybody. It's been an interesting day. Let's just say between some of the comments on Jerry Ann's latest video, it's definitely one of those things where I go, okay, either you guys aren't hearing her correctly, or you're just taking stuff out of context, which a lot of the negative people do. And I'm sitting here next to her listening to some of these comments, going, just delete it. It's not worth the headache nor the attempting to educate these people, because obviously they don't want to be educated, because no matter what we say, they're going to take it the wrong way, or just take it and twist it and turn it and flip it and rotate it and whatever, until they have what they think is something to talk about. It's just the same thing with Dee. She's taking old videos and twisting it and trying to make, to make Jerry look like a bad guy. No, Jerry's not a bad guy. Jerry's just somebody who's dealing with a lot of stuff, has a lot of things on her plate. I'm trying to help her out with that. But at the same time, I have a lot on my plate, and we both understand each other's plights. And we speak our minds, and we talk about what is important to us. We don't go, like somebody told me, when I first mentioned Dee is using our old videos to create her own content, which is, to me, is like low. It's like, oh, your life must be so boring, you have to use somebody else's life to make content. Somebody was telling me that I should watch some of Dee's videos and, put my own twist on it. And I was like, no, I'm not that low. I've got plenty of stuff in my life to make content out of, whether it's the camping adventures we're trying to get set up for, our health, our daily lives, things of that, things that I saw on whatever platform I watched that I thought was funny or worth talking about. Like, I've been seeing a lot of videos that are coming off of my Yellowstone page, or the Yellowstone page I go to just to see what's going on in Yellowstone. And they're talking about, new do's and don'ts and road construction and, various plans for refurbishing or one thing or another to make, visitors more comfortable, or make things a little bit more durable or enduring, or however you want to put it. Talking about putting up new visitor stations at locations that are getting the ground itself is getting a little unstable, because it's getting soft because of the ever-changing environment of Yellowstone. So they want to redo the platform so the people are safe, basically. They're having to put up more and more safety guidelines because of just the way Yellowstone is. New educational platforms for going into the backcountry, or dealing with bears that have been sighted in campsites because people aren't doing the smart thing and putting their foods in a bear box, or tying them up and putting them up in the air so the bears can't get to it. But it's one thing or another. So there's just a lot of new and interesting things going on at Yellowstone that I haven't talked about yet, because I'm still reading through it all, trying to not really make heads and tails of it, because it's plain and simple. It's just, how do you talk about this without laughing your head off? That's my problem, because some of the things that they're putting in their new safety brochures and safety guides and safety videos is just kind of like, I guess my idea of common sense is different than other people, because I'm more of a nature person, and dealing with nature and trying to prevent nature from, being a problem, or you causing a problem. It goes both ways. it's just like, yeah, okay, sure. Why don't we just take all the food out of our take all our food, put it in a plastic Coleman cooler, and leave it out for the bears to literally tear the plastic apart just to get to the food because they can smell the food. Or you had food in your tent overnight, whether it was a simple candy bar or a bag of chips. That smell is going to stay in your tent, and that bear is going to be like, ooh, what's this? I can't find the food. I got to rip this apart. Okay. Your tent, your camping stuff, everything that you left on the ground or left where the bear can get to it. Granted, most of the time bears are... Usually you spot the bear either late at night or early in the morning time, because while you're active, all the noise from the people and radios or sound systems, or just the fact your kids goofing off around the campsite, that right there is going to make bears go, no, that's too noisy. But early in the morning or late at night while you're sleeping, or when nobody's in the campground, the bears will come in and investigate. And like most wild animals, bears, wolves, mountain lion, the various types of animals that are in Yellowstone, special predators, are designed for keen hunting skills. Knows most of the wildlife out there will smell things before they hear it or see it. Bears have good eyesight. Bulls have good eyesight, good sense of hearing. Most prey animals like bison, especially, bison are nearsighted. Something I didn't know until I took a course. Bison can't see worth beans, but they can smell you and they can hear you. And if their sense of smell and their sense of hearing tells them danger is close, 9 times out of 10, they have two responses. One is to try to mow over, like literally plow you through, and basically stomp the crap out of you. Or if they can get their head just right and scoop you up off the ground, they'll send you flying. That big massive neck is designed for headbutting and tossing things around. There's a story at Yellowstone, I heard about it the first time I was there back in the 90s, where a elderly couple was visiting Yellowstone, and I don't think they were American. I don't remember if the story said where they were from, but it basically said the elderly couple and eyewitnesses who worked at the park heard the wife tell the husband to get closer to the buffalo, to the bison. Now, granted, there was this nice tree in between him and the bison, so some people were like, oh yeah, the tree's in the way, the bison won't be able to hurt my husband. No, that bison at 30 miles per hour went around the tree and sent the gentleman flying 30 feet up in the air over a tree and coming down hard. Nevertheless, to say the gentleman had several cracked ribs, broken leg, and broken arm. Lucky he did not lose his life. So it's like one of those things the reason why the park rangers say don't mess with animals is, one, they're not tame, they're unpredictable, and two, some of them can be quite dangerous. They also ask you not to feed the animals, including the cute little chipmunks that know how to beg at your feet for scraps, as well as a few other small critters like chipmunks, the squirrels, certain birds. We have a breed. There's two or three different types of weasels in Yellowstone National Park. Now, the weasel is a very wide range of type of animals, like marmots, ferrets, and actual weasels. Um, and marmots, I think they're called marmots. They look like a ferret, but they're all jet black. They're just one black color. Those little buggers are known for killing birds, mice, small rodents, voles, you know, and other they're basically, the way I would describe them is a wolverine in a miniaturized version. They're hunters. They're tenacious. They're wily. They don't give up easily. But they're not as vicious as a wolverine. They're just, ornery. But I kind of miss some of the things with Yellowstone. I'm hoping that one of the things in our bucket list is to be able to go in our RV or go up there to basically visit the park, whether we stay in the park, whether we stay off the park, outside the park in our RV someplace. Don't know. I kind of really don't want to do, if I'm going to go up to Yellowstone, I want to be in a cabin or something like that, because less likely chance of the bear smelling food that might be in the car and doing some damage to my vehicle. Hold on one second. Anyway, Jerry wanted to ask me a question. Didn't realize I was vlogging. But just because some of you out there are going to sit back behind your keyboards and go, oh, they're never going to be able to go camping. How can they afford it? Whatnot. Well, Jerry explained it on her channel. It's very simple. We're buying things when we can afford it. We're buying things on Uber sales. Buku sales. There is a couple by the name of Dave and Cece who have daily, if not weekly, specials. And sometimes some of those items are camping items. In fact, I have 3 things that I want to show you here in a second that Jan got for me as a combination of appreciation for everything I do in Father's Day and can be used for camping. First item is called a multi-tool pen. Now, this is very interesting because you can use it on a everyday basis. It comes basically in a carrying, it comes like this, and it has 4 ink cartridges for when this one runs out. But if you look at it, it looks like an old school pencil, but it's let's see if I can do this from here. It's an ink pen. You just twist that and the pen comes out. And then it's got basically all the markings to be a ruler, but when you flip it over, it's also got a level. So actually, if I was holding it like this, it has a level. This side has a styling point. Yep, it doesn't come off. You gotta unscrew it. And right there is a Phillips head screwdriver. And when you pull it out, it has a little rubber stopper to keep it from sliding in. Flip it over, gently push it back down. Then you have a common head screwdriver. I thought it was pretty good because, for somebody like me who likes doing architectural work or every so often needs a small screwdriver or something like that, I can carry this around on a regular basis and use it like a pin. And then I have like a miniature ruler level. So if you're like an architectural designer or somebody who works engineering and it's like, oh, we need a level, we can't find a level. Oh, hold on, I've got one right here. Pull it out and boom, you got your level. Small ruler for a small measurement. Maybe you have eyeglasses that constantly get loose, the screw constantly comes loose. You can pull off the stylus at the one end or unscrew it and boom, you've got your little screwdriver to fix your glasses, whether it's a Phillips head or a common head. The next thing that Jerry got me, actually the next 2 things I'm about to show you came today. That pen thing came Friday. just I've been so busy I haven't been able to do a vlog. Now most people might go, why do you need a flashlight? Don't you have plenty of flashlights? Yes, it's a flashlight, and it's pretty bright. Sorry, folks. It's a telescoping. Yeah. This ring around the light is a magnet. This is a magnet down here. But let's see if we're gonna do this without pulling the whole thing. Neck comes up, and so you can use a little clip that's on here to clip onto your shirt while you're using the flash, bending the. Let me sit up a little bit. So you can pin it into your shirt or your shirt pocket and bend it just right so you can get light on a subject without having to hold on to a light. And what I even like about this even more is it's telescoping. So let's say you drop some screw or pin or something that you need that's metal. Turn on a light, look for it, get it with the magnet on the tip, and just slammed my finger into the housing. And the thing is, it's hard, it's metal. It's almost like a mini mag light. But I think it's great. I mean, next time Jerry goes, oh, I lost something, pull this out and go find it, and hopefully it's metal. The third thing I think is perfect because, Factor, I think every man, this is my opinion, I think this is an everyman tool. And what's good about it, once I get it out of the box, I already looked at it once and I thought, oh wow. Comes in its own little carrying case with a belt loop. It's a multi-function tool. The first thing is, if you look, I don't know if you can, how well you can see inside. There's a little pocket here in the back. That's for your detachable screw bits, various bits. That's the first thing I want to show you because I thought it was interesting. Because at first when I was looking at it before looking at the paperwork, I'm like, what are these other, how do you use these other parts? This is just a regular Phillips head screwdriver. And in this little group of parts is this little attachment bit. Now, if you look at it, especially this, and you see it kind of looks like a Phillips head screwdriver, and that's what you do. You just line this up just right, slide it in, it connects by magnet, then you take whatever bit you need from here, put it in the top, boom, you got yourself a screwdriver. Now, I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see all these different components so I can tell you what they are. And what's nice is the fact that it locks in place and you have to hit this little side piece here to, if I can, because now I got to remember what direction it goes. But you push it in, screwdriver goes down, then you have a can opener with a mini flathead. Once it loosens up, it's good. Then you have another screwdriver with a can opener. This is your bottle opener part, but what's unique is this right here is a can opener. So if you need to open up a can of beans or something like that, you just pop it in there just right and just start cranking it around while you turn it. If you know anything about the old military little something or other, I can't remember what it was called, but it had this blade that pops. You open it up and it stays open, and you just use it like a can opener. It's what they used to use in the field when opening up the old sea rations. Now the other side is great because I was like, ooh, it's got two different things in here. I don't understand. Well, there's this one little part. I'm gonna let you look at it from this angle. Pull it out. Pull on it, and you got pliers. Small needle nose plier, large plier, and then wire cutter, all in one. That's going to be great for camping. I really think it would be. And then, of course, your typical blade. I'm not going to pull it all out because the pin about to close up. So I was laughing at Jerry because I was like, oh wow, I love the idea of the multi-tool, but you realize how many knives you've given me in the last 2 or 3 days? She's given me like 3 different knives. This one and 2 other standalones. I thought I had one in here somewhere, and I forgot where I put it. Oh, no, that's the box of the original one. Oh, did I leave it in the emergency box that's falling apart on me? Yep, there it is. So she got me 2 different ones that are identical. One of them was by itself. One of them was with this emergency kit, and now the one in the multi-tool. But I have 2 of these that are similar. This one I don't like as much as the other one because this one's got more plastic than metal casing. But they're the same, and just standard knife with a seatbelt cutter here at the end, and then right down here is your glass breaker. And I'm like, well, that's good. I have at least 2 knives with seatbelt cutter, ice breaker type thing, so I can carry one on me and probably keep one in the car somewhere near the front. Even though this tactical pin, which came with the emergency kit, is also an icebreaker. So, but and no, it does not have a blade hidden in it. It's an actual pin with an icebreaker. But see, all these things that Jerry has gotten will come in handy for when we go camping. Of course, between all the other stuff that we've gotten lately, I'm not complaining. I've had other people complaining, going, why are you getting so much stuff? You can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. Well, we can't afford it because, in fact, we're smart with our money and we're getting everything on discounts. This right here, this multi-tool, I looked it up. She paid like $10 for it. You know how much it was really the original price? $32. $32 for this, but she got it at a discount at like $6.99 or something like that. The emergency kit I have down here that I think I showed you in a previous video, that's a $60 item, even though the box is per crap because it's plastic and falling apart. Let's see here, it was originally $60. I think we got it for like $20. Yeah. We look and research and put in our wish list items that we think that we want or need. And we wait until either it goes on sale or somebody has it on sale, and then we buy it. Most of the stuff we bought, anywhere from 50 to 75% off. Yeah. There's a few other items, I don't know where they are, that were almost 85% off. You can't beat a stick. You can't shake a stick at that. You can't beat that price. A price that's originally a couple $100 and it's 85% off, and it's almost $20, $30, $40. It's like the tent and sleeping bags and all that kit we got from the Ozark Trails camping stuff that we got in a bundle pack. Basically had your 1 tent, 2 sleeping mats, 2 sleeping bags, 2 camping chairs, 2 little emergency pillows. I think that's about it. Besides the tent, a tarp, and 2 dry bags, as they call them. Originally, like $300 and some odd. We got it for, after shipping and handling, $106. So when people harp at Jerry for buying stuff, they don't realize that she's a thrift shopper. She will look at the thing and go, yeah, I'd like to get that one day because I think we can use it for this, or that. Let's put it in the wish list and see if it goes, when the price goes down. It's not like she goes, ooh, okay, yeah, we need that mini fridge. Oh, but it's $300, but we really need it. So let's go ahead and just see. Yeah, we got enough on this credit card. Let's buy it. No, she doesn't do that. She goes, ooh, that's a nice mini fridge. We might be able to use it if we can do certain things in the RV. Let's put it in the wish list under RVing and see what happens. See if the price goes down, or if we can find something just as good but less money. It's not like she's just like, oh, I've got money in the bank, let's go spend it. No. First, we spend it by paying the bills, and then whatever we have left over after the bills, then we look at what we can afford for camping or RVing or whatever. I know some people would say, oh, put that in a savings account and buy yourself an actual RV instead of trying to convert your minivan into a RV. No. You go on YouTube, and I can't remember the words to put in there for the research, but you go onto YouTube, and I think it's one of the channels is called RV Life or RVing for Life or something like that. And when you do that, when you click on their channel, they've got all these different, like, hey, if you like this channel, you like this channel, or this channel, or this channel. And it's all about RVing. It's all about either making your van or your car into a mini RV or a mini camper, or actual RVs, or actual people who've taken like school buses or those mini buses that have been either decommissioned or upgraded, and they're trying to sell their old buses from different schools and whatnot. You can buy one of those and convert that into an actual RV. I've seen people take schoolies, what they call schoolies, which are the mini buses, and turn them into mini RVs for like a young couple. My neighbor across the way, I don't know if he paused doing it because of the fact that I don't know what his issue is, but he's got 2 little ones. And I've seen plenty of people on YouTube take schoolies and make it into a family home on wheels, and the kids are homeschooled. And they travel around. They do exactly what I want to do. Go and travel across the northern part of the United States during the summertime when it's warmer, and then start heading south when it starts getting cooler in the fall. Spend the wintertime in like Arizona, Texas, Southern California, places that don't get a lot of snow. We can literally go from here, travel west along the I-44 corridor or the old Route 66 corridor to like Sedona, northern Texas. Maybe take a drive and go down to the Houston area and visit our friends and whatnot down there for a week or so, and then drive along the southern part of the United States through New Mexico to Tucson, Arizona, and go north from Tucson to Phoenix, and then a lot of places in Arizona that I haven't seen that I've heard about. Sedona, been there once. They've got a lot of old mining towns that you can go visit. People still live there, and they talk about the history. In fact, there was one mining town I remember going to as a teenager, and they talked about how the town was built on literally on top of the mine system, and one year the whole mine system caught on fire because of a coal fire, and the town was practically evacuated because they thought the whole thing was going to go, blow up. But luckily it did not. They were able to somehow, I can't remember how they did it, but something about flooding the damaged tunnels with water to put out the flame. But in the process of trying to put out the flame, trying to rescue the workers and douse the flames, the whole 9 yards, a number of people died. And I'm like, I bet you this place is pretty haunted at night, at certain times of the year or certain times of the day. And there's a couple haunted towns up in northern Arizona, I think I heard about. Or is it central? I don't know, but there's a lot of different places I heard about that are haunted that I'm kind of like, I want to go. I want to see it for myself. Not that I don't believe the people who are talking about it on the different haunted American programs or Ghost Hunters or Ghost Asylum or any of those Ghost Mines, any of those programs. It's not that I don't believe them. It's just like you can only get so much from the actual camera. You have to literally be there to go. Yeah, time to leave. There's a number of places I heard about in Colorado. I don't know exactly where they're located, but I'm pretty sure I can get a good idea. I mean, talk to some of the locals, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want to go see ghost towns? You want to, you want to get a run in with a ghost? Okay, yeah. There's this one. A couple of them I heard from one of my favorite authors, Mary Summer Rain, and I'm pretty sure they're not haunted anymore. But I would like to just go see it, go see the area. Heck, I might even get lucky to run into Mary Summer Rain if I go to the right places in Colorado. I don't know. But not that I'm looking to do that. I'm just like, but my thing is, I'm going to get back to I was going to read this passage, but I'll do it some other day. My thing is, and this is not just for me, this is for a lot of different people. I mean, Jerry Ann's one of them. A lot of YouTubers are having the same problems with people who want to be negative and whatnot, and I for one don't like it. And the main reason why I don't like it is there's no reason for it. There's literally no reason to try to drag somebody through your muck and your mire and your loneliness or depression or just envy. That's the biggest one I think is the problem here. I think the biggest problem with a lot of people who watch YouTube and go, oh, I wish I could be doing that. Why are these people doing it and talking about it? I want to do it. And they get upset about it and start, trying to be negative and pull people back, pull people down to their level of existence because that's what they want to do. But they're not getting a chance to do it. Either A, now some people I can understand, like those who are truly disabled and have no recourse or rebound. A lot of cancer people have the ability to rebound and have a good life and do what they want. Some of them decide to just spend the rest of their lives being homebodies. Some of them decide to go, hey, doctor didn't give me a date that I might die. Doctor doesn't know when I could die. Nobody knows when I'm going to die except for the man upstairs. Let's go enjoy my life. Let's go enjoy things. Whether it's enjoying just seeing sights around their area or going to like Disney or Mount Rushmore or do a trip through Yellowstone and stop at a couple of different places to get souvenirs or food or whatever might be offered up as a park for eats. I mean, I know plenty of people who come to Yellowstone National Park for one thing and one thing only, and that's to see Old Faithful. And once they get to see Old Faithful, it's like, all right, let's go into the souvenir store, see if we can find anything. Let's go ahead and go over and eat something at the diner or the cafe or cafeteria, wherever is open to the public for food. I know at Old Faithful we have the Geyser Grill, we have the Geyser Cafeteria, we have the restaurant. It's like a fancy restaurant at the Old Faithful Station, as we call it, which is the whole area. There's an ice cream shop. There's a sub shop. There's at least 1, 2, 3 gift shops that I know about just at Yellowstone or at Old Faithful. Then you have the it's ran by a separate company, but it's in Yellowstone, and basically what they do is they offer up everything: souvenirs, food, drink, sundries, things that you might need to take with you back to your campsite or into your RV or onto your next road trip. Blankets, all kinds of stuff. They're basically they call it the trading post. Um, that's just one part of Yellowstone. There's there's Old Faithful. There's the terrace nearby the north gate. There's lake, bridge, canyon. There's like 6 or 7 different places that you can either stay or stop and visit. But most people usually go to, if they're going through the main route from north to south, the first thing they're gonna hit is the terrace. And that's basically a lot of like hot springs. It smells like a lot of sulfur and whatnot, and it's all the rocks and whatnot. The water cascades over. It has been bleached white due to the minerals and whatnot in the water. And right there, there's the original hotel for Yellowstone, because part of that area is the old cavalry station, and there's all educational facilities and housing for employees. There's all kinds of different things just there at the springs. That and a factor, a lot of elk like to migrate to that area and stay in that area during the summer season, and during the rut, as we call it, could be a little dangerous because the bulls are trying to herd the females and fight each other for dominance, and sometimes the male elks confuse your car or vehicle for a unwanted thing in their life. So it's best not to disturb them while they're doing their rutting. And that's usually in the spring. But then when you get past Old Faithful, because you're on the same road that you hit the springs, the terraces, and then you'd hit, terrace, and you'd hit Old Faithful. Once you get past Old Faithful, to get to Grand Tetons, which is the South Gate, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, you'd go over the bridge for the bridge area, and then if you go a certain direction, you can get to the lake lodges, and that's a big spot for fishermen. So if you want to go like trout fishing or anything like that, lake would be your destination. And any of the places you go, most of the stops you can go to, you can get horseback trail rides with a guide. If you go fishing, you can hire a fishing guide and rent a boat. There's a lot of things to do in Yellowstone. So, but anyhow, I have to jump off this because I gotta try to run Mom on an errand, and what time is it? Yeah, I'll probably start cooking shortly after that. But between the gifts from Jerry to me, they're not just for me. I mean, we can use them. We both can use them, but they're more, especially the knife, the multi-tool. It's more of a man's thing, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I know plenty of women who would use it, but she got them from me because she knows I like these kind of things, and I can use them in the future, whether it's here at home or whether it's out camping. Don't know. It really depends on the situations. But for the people who want to be negative on Jerry's channel, if they watch my channel, don't know, don't care. Watch whatever channel they want to. When you guys start making accusations of what we're spending money on or how we're doing stuff or whatever you're talking about in a negative manner, just realize, one, you don't know what we're doing, okay? So you can't really talk about it because you're just making yourself look like an idiot by making accusations or claims to know what we're doing with our money, because you don't. Yes, the one video that everybody's talking about and kind of trying to contradict what Jerry said was the fact that at the time she made the video, she had $16 left in the bank. That was after paying the bills, which includes rent, utilities, cable or internet, food, and all the necessary necessities to keep this house above our heads, and food in our stomach, and sometimes we need replacement on clothing. Like every so often I run out of socks because most of my socks I wear holes in. We spend our money first and foremost taking care of ourselves in this house, which means putting money in with mom's money into a joint house account. And out of that joint house account is the rent, the cable, the food, basically anything that has to do with all of us. Since we all use this house, we use the same electrical energy, we use the same utilities, we use practically the same kinds of foods. Most of the foods that we buy with the house account are like foods that I cook for meals. Mom has her personal choices and whatnot that she buys out of her own personal account. We have certain personal food items or certain personal items that we use just for us. That comes out of our bank account. Then after that, whatever money we have left over, we sit down and talk about what we're going to do. Are we going to save some of it up to have a special occasion and go out? Are we going to save some of it up for camping supplies, future RVing stuff that we can use now? There's a lot of things on our wish list that is private that is for in the future. It was suggested by a YouTuber who started out small. Basically, he got his camper, or he got a Dodge Caravan just like ours. He took out the he took out the seats, laid down flooring, laid down trap doors so he can get into those wells where he stores a lot of his stuff. And when he first started out, he started out with just the floor, a sleeping bag, and some necessary stuff in the stone go compartments. Then he just decided that he loved it so much he sold literally everything. Sold his house, all his furniture, except for maybe 2 or 3 chests of drawers, or not chests of drawers, but like nightstands with drawers in them. He sold basically anything and everything he didn't think he needed, wanted, or could put in the van. And now he's been living out of that van for several years now. I can't remember how many. And I'm like, that's the way to go. I think that's how me and Jerry are planning on going. We're going to take our sleeping bags and put them in the back end of the van, try to make it all comfortable and whatnot, and then go out for a weekend and, just see how we do sleeping in the van for one night, and then just slowly build up and do our conversion as we go. The first things that was suggested is get your sleeping gear, get your window covered so you can keep from being overheated at night or being woken up at the butt crack of dawn when the sun comes up. That's stage 1. Stage 2 will be as we go. But anyhow, I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys know what to do down here. Hope to hear from you and hope to hear your take, and I'll decide what to do from there. Until then, have a good day. Bye.